A special ceremonial conference to mark the 5th anniversary of Croatia's accession to NATO is being held in the Croatian parliament. Croatia's membership in NATO was considered one of the major objectives of Croatian foreign policy. All of the country's top officials, including the president and prime minister, are in attendance. A ceremony was also held in front of the Defense Ministry headquarters in Zagreb, at which the National Deployable Communication Module, a special unit of the Croatian army, formally became a part of the NATO force structure. This morning, the Croatian Supreme Court launched hearings to consider the appeal filed in the first trial against former Prime Minister Ivo Sanader, who in that case was sentenced to 10 years in prison for war profiteering and receiving bribes from the Hungarian National Oil Corporation for Croatia's relinquishment of management rights in its own national petroleum concern. Sanader's attorneys are seeking a retrial, while the prosecution is asking for an additional 5 years to be added to his sentence. The appeal hearing before the Supreme Court is expected to last all week. A first-instance verdict will be delivered today by the Osijek County Court in the case of former Croatian Army Land Forces Commander General Mladen Kruljac and 5 others. They have been charged with receiving bribes and malfeasance involving real estate, which defrauded a municipality in eastern Croatia and the national budget to the tune of millions of Croatian kuna. The Croatian Parliament's Credentials and Privileges Commission is today considering the request submitted by the Public Prosecutor's Office to strip Vukovar Mayor and MP Željko Sabo of his immunity so that it can prosecute him. Sabo stands accused of intervening to have his Social Democratic Party colleagues employed in Vukovar's public utilities company and also for pocketing funds when organizing seaside summer stays for children from Vukovar. Big changes are apparently underway for Croatia's pharmacies as they may begin providing certain primary healthcare functions such as measuring blood pressure, drawing blood, checking blood sugar, and similar procedures. Speaking for Croatian television, the director of the Croatian Health Insurance Institute said pharmacies will no longer simply be dispensaries for medications, although he pointed out that, as before, only physicians will be able to prescribe drugs and therapy for patients. It's the 23rd anniversary of the death of Josip Jovic, who is considered the first casualty of Croatia's war for independence in the early 1990s. Jovic, aged 22, was killed in a skirmish between the Croatian police and rebel Serb militiamen at the Plitvice Lakes on March 31, 1991, an event also known in Croatia as Bloody Easter. In sports, in basketball action in the regional ABA League, Belgrade's Crvena Zvezda defeated Cibona on the latter's home court 76-67. The two teams will meet again in Belgrade at the end of April in the league's final tournament. In other matches, Zadar defeated Slovenian team Union Olimpija 77-75. Zagreb's Cedevita will face Belgrade's Partizan this evening to close off regular league play. And finally, the weather forecast for the rest of the day. Skies will be sunny in the afternoon, with only occasional clouds passing through, mostly in the interior. Winds are light inland, and light to moderate westerly and southwesterly winds are blowing on the coast, while northwesterly winds are hitting the southern coast and open seas, making the surface moderately choppy. Today's high temperatures range from 19 to 24 degrees Celsius.